Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. How are you, students? I hope you all are fine. It's the time of your science class. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي رب زدني علما اللهم فقهنا في الدين اللهم إني أسألك علما نافعا ورزقا طيبا وعملا متقبلا. So dear students, as we have started few topics about our science lectures in our previous videos, but today we are going to start the new book. As you can see on your screen that it is International Lower Secondary Science 2. I hope you all have got this book. Today we are going to start our lesson from this book, and our topic and our chapter is chapter number 1, that is from cells to organisms. As we have already gained few concepts about this chapter, as we already know that cells are the basic unit of life. All the living organisms, we also learned that what is meant by the organisms, the living things that you can see in your surroundings, all are considered as they are the organisms, and all the organisms, they are made up of which thing? Cells. All the organisms, they are made up of cells. So we can say that cells are the basic building blocks of life. We can say that cells are the basic building blocks of life. Look at this one. What is written here? Cells, they are the basic unit of life. As you can see here, this is your page number 1, and the topic is 1.1, the cells, the building blocks of life. As you can see in this diagram, what they are telling us about showing this diagram, what they are showing us? They are showing that all these houses, as you can see in your surrounding, you can also observe it in your surrounding. Even your own house, it is made up of bricks. What is it made up of? It is made up of bricks. So bricks, they are the basic building blocks of your home or houses. Same like that, what will be the basic unit that is making an organism? That will be cell. So what will be the basic unit of life? That is cell. So highlight this definition. As you can see here, a cell is, look at this one, the last paragraph, a cell is the basic unit of life. Cell is the basic unit of life. Look at this one. You can easily prepare a slide. You can easily, when the physical classes will start, I will show you the onion peel cells under the microscope. You will observe that a thin piece of a onion slide, when we place a thin piece of an onion under a microscope, we will make the slide, and we will observe that these are the cells which are making an onion peel. Okay, these are the all, they are representing the cells. So this is the same. We can also resemble it as a brick wall, but the difference is, as you can see, this is just like for the just like for your learning. Not these are the same, but they are just for your learning. As you can see here, this represents the onion peel cells, and in each block the central part is present, that is the nucleus. Okay, now look at this one. Bricks in a building and cell in living organism, they are doing the same work. As we have already discussed that bricks, they are the basic building blocks of a house or a home. Same like that, the cells, they are making the living organism the basic structural unit of life. So here is an activity. As you can see, you can easily observe a cell. Basically, different cells, they are of very tiny, they are too much tiny that they cannot be seen with the naked eye. But as you can see the last line, the biggest single cell organism is the egg of an ostrich. So the hen's egg, you can also observe it. This is the example of a cell that you can see with your naked eye. So here's an activity. You have to boil a hen's egg and remove the shell. What do you observe? A white material surrounds the yellow part, and the yellow part is the yolk, and the white material, that is the albumin. Okay. It is a part of the single cell. You can observe this single cell without any magnifying device. This is your activity to understand that cells, they can be larger enough to see with your naked eye. Look at this one. Eggs are considered to be single cells when they are unfertilized. You can easily observe a hen's egg here. This is the example of a cell that you can easily see with your naked eye, not under a microscope. Okay. In general, the scientific community accepts that the yolk of an egg is one single massive cell, thousands of times bigger than typical cells. We can often we say that cells, they are too much tiny. Often we say that they are too much tiny. Cells are too much tiny that they can be only observed with a microscope. But you can also observe an example of cell by seeing the egg cell. Eggs, they are the example of cells that you can easily see with your naked eye. The 3.3 pound ostrich egg contains the largest existing single cell. This is another information about the cell. So your task is to think that, is the egg the largest cell? This is your task to do. Now look at the next page on your textbook. This is science tidbit, and here is another important information which is given here. Look at this one. This is the information which shows that after how many years the microscope was discovered and the cell, they were seen with the microscope. Look at this one. The Robert Hooke was the scientist who observed the thin slices of cork. He found that the cork was made up of tiny boxes which he called cells. He was a scientist. Who was a scientist? The Robert Hooke. Who was a scientist? Robert Hooke. He was a scientist who was the first one who observed the cells under the microscope. As you can see here, he observed the compartments in the cork. He named these compartments as cells. Okay. Now another category is here. Organisms, they can be divided into two main types. The first one is the unicellular and another one is the multicellular. Uni, as you can see with its name, uni means one. Uni means one. Uni means one. Yes. And unicellular means the organisms that are composed of only one cell. Here are different examples. As you can see, amoeba, paramecium, bacterium, yeast, alga. These are the examples which are showing the unicellular organisms. I am repeating the same one. Organisms, they are categorized into two types. Organisms, they are categorized into two types. The first one is the unicellular and another one is the multicellular. Uni means one and multi means many. So you can easily understand that unicellular, they are the all organisms which are made up of only one cell, and multicellular, they are made up of many cells. Okay, now look at this one. Here is the another example which shows the multicellular organism here. Organisms, they show variety in cell number, shape and size. How do scientists observe? Now the main thing is, now the important thing is, how will the scientist observe these living cells? Okay, what they are using for seeing these cells, they are using microscope. They are using which thing? They are using the microscope. As you can see here, there are different parts of microscope. You have to understand their objectives and their work. You can see here all the information is given here. Okay, and we will use the microscope for which purpose? To see the tiny organisms. Okay, to see the tiny things which cannot be seen with the naked eye. Okay, you have to draw the label diagram of nerve cells on loose sheet, and the diagram is given here. This is a nerve cell diagram. What will be the function of nerve cell? We will discuss it in a later lecture, but I am going to overview this. They are the cells, they are living, they are the cells that are found in the organisms, and they are responsible to carry messages. For example, they carry the messages from different parts of the body to the brain, and from the brain to different part of the body. Okay, and you have to learn the short question answer, question number 1 and 2. As you can see here, question number 1 is define the cell, and question number 2 is differentiate between unicellular and multicellular organism. If any student they have not completed these two questions on loose sheets, and you have to write these question on loose sheet as well. Okay, سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.